Hello, welcome back. We're at the 3/4 mark. This is down the stretch M&S report, going over all the teams.
And we're going to start, as we did the last time, the format from last place all the way up to first place.
So we do have one team that is mathematically, I believe, gone.
Right, so this team, well, I'll just say it off the bat, the Toronto Blue Jays. Jimmy Malach, I don't think did a great job captaining this team as much as he doesn't want to hear that. On paper, their lineup looked good. They just never came to the field mentally prepared, and it showed in their record. They're 2-8, and you saw the games as much as I did. They just weren't all that good.
He believes that him pitching made it harder for him to be captain. But you know what? If you're going to go there, him taking a risk on a Mo Adams that nobody ever saw, that we just pitched to him in a parking lot, is a tall test. He
buyers beware when it comes to that. Either way, that team was a disaster. Let's move on from that team.
They did lose 5 one-run games.
Disaster.
But that's the sign of a team that's just not going to
win. So. The next team, now all of a sudden we get into like this big bunch of teams where everyone's within striking distance of each other. The team that's right now, quote-unquote, in second to last place, but it's 1 week away of being back in the playoffs, is Balanced Attack.
Very interesting. So Meyer and company, Maurice, they're 2-4-1.
They're 2-4-1.
2-4-1. Some people will say it's almost as good as 2-5. Second and third, one out from Norwood's team against them. But no here, no there. We've seen them. There was a game that I did, and Sammy was there. We were both there, where they looked incredible on all facets of the game. And then the following week,
they were just an epic disaster. They were humiliation to the game of softball. And listen,
we know Maurice was drinking margaritas in a pizza or something.
Right, with his beard.
And with his beard, having beautiful massages, windsurfing. I don't know, a lot of cool stuff.
Parasailing and
everything.
Rumors are Maurice doesn't want to come back, and he might take up a residence in Italia. So after the way his team played, I don't blame you. Stay the hell away. You don't want to see that team ever again.
But some people say Maurice's leadership was sorely missing.
I was there firsthand. I feel like because Maurice wasn't there, listen, say what you want about him, his rah-rah would not have let that team fold the tent on both games.
See, game 1 was a good game, a little bit sloppy, but a good game.
It was 7-up in the 6th.
Right.
So.
Game 2, from what I hear,
they went down 6-0 in the first inning, and then they just gave up. So
I heard there was just one position player that was really giving it his all, which I'll give big kudos
Zach.
to, Zach Ashkenazi.
Yeah, but he also didn't have a great game defensively, but at least he was not mentally
out. But his game, he was in it down 6-0. He never threw in the towel.
He didn't check out.
What I hear, other guys did.
Listen, that team, I feel like this coming week, obviously, is going to be make it or break it for their team. If they have one more poor showing, they're gone.
Okay. At the end of this, we're going to predict who's going to be knocked out. Next.
Either way, next team, the San Francisco Giants, the 3-5 San Francisco Giants.
Again, very interesting. They have 2 games where they blew in the 7th inning. They had 2 games this season where they blew with the lead.
Was it by their pitching or was it by their defense?
It was a mix of everything. One time, I'll remember, the second baseman made a terrible 2 errors. He's usually very strong over there.
Joey Bawabe?
I think it was, I don't recall, but it was very tough.
Well, how did Ralph pitch down the street?
And then there was a mix of walks, and it took a little bit of both.
Usually when you have a meltdown, it's usually a team effort. Between the pitching, the walking, the defensively.
And then there was another game where he just, the last inning, the other team just flat out won in the bottom of the 7th. So they did show, again, glimpses of beauty, this team. They do have what it takes with Gabe Abadi at short and JT in center.
I heard you told me that Gabe had a very one of the worst games of his career.
I watched Gabe, and I think he's a par excellent, top echelon.
Well, we all agree that Gabe has a talent, but
he
maybe
had one bad day.
Something was bothering him off the field.
It could be a business issue or something.
The following...
you have to talk to me? Yeah, so now...
The following
matchup... Come on.
Yeah, so sorry, we had some crazed fan open up the studio to the car. The following team we'll talk about are the Sterling Silver Organization. This is the epitome of Jekyll and Hyde. So this past Monday night, I witnessed it firsthand. It was by far the worst showing. It was worse than Balanced Attack's folding the tent because they were actually trying from beginning till end.
It was probably the worst showing in M&S history.
In history,
of 2 games.
Game 1, I don't want to parade this out and about, but Game 1, before the mercy rule took effect, they actually quit. It was in the fourth inning, 2 outs, and they were getting bludgeoned so badly. And Ike tried to pitch again. He didn't pitch well at all. Between his defense didn't help him, the umpire didn't help him, but he got tagged, to be fair. And then game 2, and that was from beginning to end of the whole game. They just kept him in for too long. And then Nemi Katz took the ball. He got hit again. Game 1 was like, let's forget about it. They said, let's end game 1 early. Let's start game 2. We'll take the field. I think by them taking the field in game 2, their choice actually hurt them, because right away, first inning, boom, they gave up a bunch of runs. Salim took the ball. He got tagged as well.
So it just didn't work.
And
it was one of those days.
And then something happened. The turning point happened, which I believe of their season. Nemi Katz took the ball I think in the third inning of game 2, and he said, the heck with it, I'm the new starting pitcher of my team. And he gave up 1 run in the final 5 innings of the game, or the final 4 and 2/3 innings of the game. And that leads me into their second matchup of the week, where Nemi pitched. Twice. Yeah, Nemi pitched, and all of a sudden the guy looked like they couldn't hit him.
Going against this Maurice
the team we said before, the balanced attack team.
Say what you want. This bats. When Maurice was missing, it's David Rishti, who was the pros pro. David Farker, Triple Crown winner Sunday morning. Zach Ashkenazi's been tearing the cover off.
They got a great team.
Bobby Safdie,
Meyer
Safdie, Haas. They have a lineup.
So Nemi Katz kept them, off balance, off the board. He walked quite a few. That's his bugaboo of pitching, but he got out of every single jam. So that team, after getting killed 2, they came back and then they destroyed the team twice. So I don't know what to make of it. I think it's exactly they're not there. They're not there. They're exactly right in the middle.
They're the 5-3 team. There's 3 5-3 teams. They're the 5-3 team that I believe is the worst of all the 5-3 teams.
Well, then that leads us to the next 5-3 team, PepsiCo. So when it comes down to this team, people made fun of their trades going into the season.
The way these guys are playing.
These guys are what you call a team.
I'm watching every single one of their games. Max Yadid is pitching phenomenal. Nathan Zolta, I know he's not the natural prototypical center fielder, but he's getting the job done.
Listen, he definitely, they're Max Yadid, like you said. Nathan Zolta. And DC is underrated in left.
DC in left field is making up so much ground, which is making Nathan Zolta play a good center as well.
100%. And like we said, John Eliezer plays a great short, and not only that, he puts the team on his shoulders more and morality-wise.
Great rah-rah
always
teammate.
Pepping his team. I'm a very big fan of that. Michael Antar's the catcher who keeps them all together.
Hits. He's got pop.
I like that team.
David Trem is playing a Gold Glove third base this year, and the player that everybody fails to really recognize on that team, because 3 years ago he joined the league, went in the last round.
Asulin?
No, Asulin's been a great hitter, but Little Zolta, Albert Zolta.
Yeah, so Nathan's gonna be pissed off after watching this, but every single year in the draft, let Nathan get his younger brother in the 10th round. Big mistake, guys. He plays a really solid second base and hits the crap out of the ball.
He's hitting the ball now. He's got power now. Well, I'm not saying he's a second, third rounder.
No, but he's a fifth, sixth rounder.
He did elevate his status. 6'7". Maybe 6'7". He did elevate his status. And Steven Asulin, which Sammy mentioned.
Good team.
Jody LeBeau, these guys.
Good team.
They're a balanced lineup. Talk about balanced attack. That's a team that's balanced.
Then we go to the second to best team in the league at this point, the 5-3-1. Like we said, it's probably more for all intents and purposes 6-3. But that team is Norwood's awesome team. Norwood is always right in the thick of it. Top 2 teams in the league, always drafts well.
Now,
this best team.
Mo Shama, quote I got from him today is, my night team either hits like crazy or doesn't hit at all.
Well, he wasn't there for the first 3 weeks. What would he know?
No, but he saw one of the times when he was there. They either don't hit at all or they really hit.
This past week, let me tell you, that I saw, with Natan in the outfield, and with Shimmy Cohen, who is going under every radar. Carlos Abadi, who for some reason at night is a ridiculous hitter. Up and down, their team is speeding fast. They're hitting, they're running. I only saw them this past week. I didn't see the week before when you saw, but they look like a team that you can't beat.
The biggest bat in that lineup is the bat that they say Sunday morning he doesn't do it, but he's tearing the cover off the ball in every aspect of the game, is David Harari.
Right, David Harari, I was going through stats over the last 5 years of stat logging. It's mind-boggling. He's top 3 or 4 or even top 2 in every offensive category. At night, he is one of the greatest hitters in community.
He really
triples, RBIs, home runs.
All fields,
and then we'll go to the first place team, which is King Solomon.
Now, what's the most impressive about this team is...
I think we said this. You're about to say the same thing you said before.
They haven't been playing... Solely Cohen's clutch. Ali Marshall's great. He came through with a huge hit to win, to tie up the game. They stole game 2 this
Sabon, Rob Solomon.
But they really didn't gel all together yet, and they're still in first place.
So just imagine when they get together and they.
Rob Solomon's MO for the last 3-4 years
is getting his team in the first seed.
He'll always get himself in the playoffs, if not the first seed.
Rob has yet to close the door and get that elusive championship.
Got to the World Series twice, maybe. And, right, we got to get that World Series. This is a team that's put together that could do it. The YMSL now is all done. This is the only league left. Everybody's fresh to play. This is the home stretch. They basically clinched the playoff spot.
So that's 7 through 1. Now let's pick our 2 teams that we feel are being eliminated.
Right.
We already eliminated the one.
We know one. We didn't have to choose.
That's what
I personally think my choice is I think the San Francisco Giants.
Wow, that's a very talented ball club with Jackie Towell and Ralph Hannon and Gabe. They're 3 and 5.
I think they're going to fall short. I think Balanced Attack might sneak in. I think the last matchup of the entire season, if all goes correctly, is Balanced Attack against the San Francisco Giants, and I have a feeling
that might be for the last playoff spot.
Given that everybody plays well these coming weeks, these teams that need to win, I think that might be for the last playoff spot, and I think they're going to be going up against Sterling Silver.
The choices only really are at this point of the Giants with Balanced Attack to make that last spot, because the next team after they're all 5 and 3 and 5 and 3.
Lose out,
Not happening. So if you ask me, I'm keeping the standings the way they are. I don't think Balanced Attack is going to get out of this. I think this past week buried them, and it's unfortunate because it really wasn't, their full team wasn't really there because Maurice wasn't there.
I'm going to take it a step further. I think Balanced Attack is going to win the one-game playoff.
I don't think so. I don't think Balanced Attack's making the playoffs.
So that team, that means you think the Ralph Hannon and bunch.
Yeah, I never really saw them yet.
They're going to be in the one-game playoff. You think they're going to win or lose? It's going to probably
against
be
Sterling
against
Silver?
Sterling Silver. The way things are looking.
If it's against Sterling Silver, my prediction is Sterling Silver wins that game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Just because I saw Sterling Silver make a complete 180 on their season,
again,
I feel like they're
way ahead of ourselves because all this could be
could be for nothing.
Yeah, guys.
Either way, it was good catching up with you guys. Next time we talk to you, it'll be all the playoff seeding will be set, and hopefully we get no rainouts and we finish the season in a timely fashion. And good luck, gentlemen. Have a good week of games.
Looking forward to seeing you this entire week. I'll see you.